And it takes us back to the world of professional wrestling as we gear up for WrestleMania weekend. Now, I have seen some cranes, I've seen some wiring, and even that is enough to get the old feeling, the old butterflies in the gut. But I tell you this, WrestleMania has had a history of being one of the biggest events of the year, both in sports and entertainment. Mostly entertainment. Sports kind of shuns its nose at WrestleMania. But entertainment has not. We've had a litany of celebrity guests throughout the years that have made way into the wrestling world, if only for just a minute, if only for just a second or two, to get a nice little rub from those wrestling fans who pay attention to WrestleMania. It's the sporting event, it's the entertainment extravaganza, it's WrestleMania. And with that comes high expectation. It started at Madison Square Garden and made its way through arena after arena as well as stadium after stadium. And now I think after 21, it's just been strictly all, after 20, I should say, starting with 21. It's been all stadiums. It's been all, no, I got that wrong. 21 was in the Staples Center. 22 was in Chicago in the building. And then 23 started with the stadiums and all that stuff. And the who's it's and the what's it's. And, yeah, so we've had that going on for a while now. The WWE has had their extravaganza in some of the biggest venues in the entire country. I was going to say world, but we haven't gotten to that part yet, have we? So with that comes some very interesting creative decisions. So when you think WrestleMania, back in the day, the logo was very classic. It used to have the same exact look, so you were kind of expecting that. The apron with that same WrestleMania font every year, the same song. Classic WrestleMania theme. Over the years, it's changed, and now along with the change in feel, it's had a change in design. It's had some logo differences, and the logos usually tend to give you an idea of where they're headed, design-wise, for something as simple as the set and the design. And that to me has been, I mean, that to me is a big moment, right? So we were just making the joke that when I was a kid, when I was growing up, I never thought I'd be at a WrestleMania ever. Closest I got was 11 because we happened to be living in Connecticut when they went to Hartford, but we did not get a chance to go. And I never thought I'd really get a chance to be at a WrestleMania. And so far in my adulthood with my wife, I have been to four. I've gone to 29, 35, 37, and 40. And, I count my blessings every single day that I've had a chance to be live for so many great events and so many great memories. But I could attest to people that no matter how excited you are for the show, and no matter how excited you are to be a part of the festivities and the people and the music and the sounds, as great as all that is, when you walk into the building, there's no greater feeling than walking into that building. You're outside the building, you have your ticket in hand, you give the ticket taker your ticket, and then you walk into the building. Some people go straight in, some people have to take an escalator, or whatever the case may be. But when you walk up and you walk toward the seats and you get that view, and you look, and it's the WrestleMania set with the WrestleMania logos and the big screens and the loud music. There's no greater feeling in the world, man. That's the stuff of legend. It's the stuff that people love to grasp onto. It's that energy. It's so fucking awesome. And I experienced it myself. I remember being so emotional when we got the tickets to go to WrestleMania 29, which was in MetLife Stadium, not too far from where I live in New York. And we didn't drive in. We took transportation in. And it was just such a great fucking experience. It just was. And we walked in the SAP gate. We took the escalator up to our floor, and you get off the escalator, you just walk forward, and you could just see it. And that was 29, so that was the one with the bridge and the Brooklyn Bridge and the Statue of Liberty, and they really did it up. A little bit of a controversy with people because the show was technically in Jersey, but they had all this New York shit up. So it was like such a big fuck you, right? Like when they go to Chicago, the building's in Chicago. When they go to LA, the building's in LA. When they go to Dallas, the shit is in Dallas, right? Well, no. No, that's not true because Dallas actually doesn't house the stadium, right? Cowboy Stadium is in Arlington. Now that I think about it, so actually it's a very similar situation. They were in Arlington talking about Dallas, right? So that's the same thing. We're talking about New York. We're literally on the other side of the river in New Jersey. But there's something about East Rutherford that doesn't sound all that appeasing marketing wise. So WrestleMania, it's the big time, and you get the big staging, and you get the big theatrics, the pyro, the special entrances that we get from the superstars. It's all part of the package. So I've been hearing rumors, and I've seen a few things online where people were saying that Vegas this year is going to be very casino themed. That the entranceway is going to be very casino themed, which is an interesting thought. Very curious how that's going to come out and how that's going to look, but I'm excited for it. I'm excited for it every time. I want to see the new set. I remember the old WrestleMania days. It was really just the regular entrance, and then we started getting. I want to say we started getting a little bit more creative entrances around the. No, not 10. 10 did have a unique entrance. It had like that X in the middle. And then, like, it opened up. And then 11 had regular entrance. 12 had a regular entrance. 13 had that, like, I don't want to say booth, like a kiosk. It was like this plastic setup that they walked through. They had it for 13. And 14 just had a curtain with these metal circles around. I mean, they were unique, but they weren't really spectacular, like sets, right? 15 had a big X and a V. WrestleMania 2000 didn't really have anything all that crazy. 17 didn't have anything. I'm trying to think in my head. 19, I think, is where I start remembering Safeco Field, Seattle, where it just looked huge. Like the actual set just looked humongous, and it was gigantic in length. That's in Safeco Field. WrestleMania 19. 20 had a unique stage, although in the garden, right? So that was the one that had the light up. The Titantron was on the ramp. That was a very interesting one. 21 had a very 22 had the big building. That was unique. I felt bad for Rey Mysterio. He had to walk up some staircase to go meet up POD during his entrance, and then he had to rush all the way the fuck back down. Jesus, that must have been a gigantic pain in the ass. But now we're getting into it, right? So like 23's in Detroit. That's a big fucking entrance. Humongous entrance. That's the one where John drove his car through a plate glass window and during his entrance. And I remember Batista doing his entrance for that. That shit looked humongous because he's going left to right. Then he's going down the ramp. He's eating up a lot of fucking time there. 24 had a pretty cool one, I guess. It was all right. 25 just had a big stage, just humongous. That's the Heaven and Hell entrance with Shawn Michaels and The Undertaker. 26 had this pyramid, I want to say. It was like some sort of Aztec-looking thing. It was weird. It was in Phoenix, Arizona. How the fuck did Phoenix, Arizona get a fucking WrestleMania? I don't know. Tremendous time of year, I guess. There must have been a drought. 27 was cool, although 27 had a unique ramp. It was like a ramp. Normally, when you see wrestling shows with the ramp, they have like the entrance is at like the high point, and then you walk down a ramp. Whereas 27 was unique because when you went through the curtain, you had to walk up the ramp, which is a different look. Different vibe, so to speak. It was almost, dare I say, TNA Impact, like back in the earlier days when they had the heel and babyface tunnels, and they just had, you had to walk up the ramp, which was unique. 28 in Florida, just palm trees everywhere. They just went Florida look. So it was what that was what it was. 29. I already explained it was the Brooklyn Bridge. It was the Statue of Liberty. They really went all out for that one. I did like that one. 31 with the Terminator look, the computer look. That was the one with the YouTube play button as its like primary primary logo. That was an interesting one. And then the 32 was the we're back in Dallas or Arlington, whatever. This is the one that supposedly had over 100,000 people to watch WWE programming. Okay. But a big, everything was stars, right? Because of the Cowboys, big ass stars. 33 had a dope fucking set. That was the one in Orlando with the roller coaster and the Earth, the globe, and all kinds of cool shit. That fucking WrestleMania set was pretty fucking cool. I'm not gonna lie, it's like one of my favorite ones. Is 33. 34 had like those Macho Man glasses. It was supposed to be like the Nolans, like the what do they call that shit down there? Mardi Gras. I had like a Mardi Gras vibe to it. 35, we're back in New York, and I don't remember it having a theme. It was just red. When they came back here, everything was just red. That's all that it really was. And it just said WrestleMania everywhere. And it just looked big and shiny. 36, we do not acknowledge on this show. That was the pandemic. That was the Performance Center. That was nothing. That was a nothing. It was just they wrestled in a garage. 37, I attended. That was Tampa, Florida. That was fun. That was the pirate boat, that whole deal, the Buccaneers or whatever. 38, we're back in Dallas. More stars. That's what we need, boss. We need more stars. More stars. What do we do in Dallas? Stars. We do stars. We do more stars. If we get a lot of stars, then we do stars on top of that. Stars on top of stars. It's all stars. Stars to the fourth power. All kinds of stars. That's what that WrestleMania was. It was more stars. 39 in Los Angeles, the Hollywood motif. That was really cool. That staging was really cool. It looked like an old school theater, like right outside of it. That was pretty awesome. A dope look. And then last year at 40, with the big XL. The big XL was pretty cool. All green. I liked the scheme that 40 had last year. That was pretty good. We're on a streak when it comes to weekend themes, but at the sets have been on point. So I'm hearing for 41, we're doing more of a casino vibe. There's a giant. We're anticipating dice, a roulette table. There's going to be an interesting look to this particular set, so I can't wait to see it. You know me, I'm a big fucking mark when it comes to this kind of shit. I just am. I just fucking love it. I love it. And this is coming from somebody who considers mark to be a derogatory term. Didn't see that one coming, did you? But yes, I'm super hella dopely excited about everything that's about to happen this coming week. I know they're not going to let me down when it comes to that goddamn set. They're not going to let me down. It'll be dope. So, this is going to be a lot of fun. I can't wait for next week. I cannot wait for next week. This is going to be cool.
I can give you all the